Hey guys, what's going on? It's JK, and today we've got the Eisendrache trailer. Now this is literally just the Eisendrache part of the trailer. I haven't bothered covering the multiplayer section here, but this is going to be a breakdown of the trailer. I'm just going to show the zombies part of it right now. You can enjoy that, and then I'll break it down after the actual trailer part.
In this chapter of our zombie story, we'll be introducing episode 4, the Eisendrache. This is the first chapter in an epic time-traversing zombies odyssey that will unfold over the course of Black Ops 3's 4 DLC packs in 2016. I'm a sucker for medieval castles. That's where we're going in the Eisendrache. We've got this wonderful ancient castle that all the kind of evil forces and all the kind of mind-bending stuff that we do in our zombie storyline is all kind of infested in this one location. The castle was built upon an ancient site where many dark atrocities have occurred over the centuries. The site contains massive deposits of the recently discovered element 115. This allows us to kind of play with other narrative and thematic elements in a setting which is a personal favorite of mine. On the Awakening DLC, we'll also be introducing 4 new Mega Gumballs. This chapter is very much about introducing new concepts, but then also bringing it to a conclusion. We're incredibly excited to answer a lot of the questions the community has, bring some sort of resolution to a lot of the torment that we put our fans into, and then also maybe introduce some new concepts to have them puzzling out into the future.
So as you can see, it's on next year. Clear your calendars, because Call of Duty Black Ops 3 Awakening is available on February 2nd, first on PlayStation 4.
So guys, what did you think of that trailer? That was pretty damn cool. Obviously it's just a shortened down trailer that we usually get with the multiplayer lot. So sort of expect a proper zombies trailer in about 2 to 3 weeks, maybe even a little bit longer. Wouldn't expect it to be too long though. But obviously the first thing that we see is the gondola coming up from the town below. Now obviously this is simply could just be the opening cutscene where it's the characters coming into the map, which then go into the spawn area that is above. Now with that Eisendrache, we are going to be getting the Origins crew back, so that's Dempsey, Richtofen, Takeo and Nikolai. We are getting them instantly straight after Origins, it seems, so before they end up actually going to the Giant. So it's sort of on the quest for Richtofen, grabbing all the parts that he needs to sort of fix everything that has gone wrong. Now we sort of move on to these balls and electricity that are sort of hanging in the air, and they sort of straight away hit me that it could be a trap, and this is going to be a pretty cool trap. A raised up metal ball with sort of transistors and electricity coming out of it. That is going to make for an epic trap, so it just sort of zaps any zombies that are down below it. That's going to be a pretty cool trap, to be honest. So after that we sort of see this scene where it's really quick, but that one was not really containing much. But the next scene does contain something that looks quite new, but I have a feeling it's something that we've already seen in the past, and we saw it on Origins. Now I sort of think that it's the Wundervis, which obviously if you played Origins you'll know what it is. It simply generates one random perk, so it's sort of like a mystery box but for perks. So it would grant you a perk for a decent price and a lot cheaper, so I think it was 2,500 or something like that for any perk that's on the map. But it can be a perk that sort of you don't even have a machine for. It can just be perks that are in the Wundervis. So that's a pretty cool idea if that is coming back, because that was actually a pretty decent machine on Origins. So from there we don't really notice much else that's different except from a little power switch for a trap, and then we see Jason Blundell speaking. But there isn't really much from there until this point right here, where we sort of get to see like the Shadows of Evil sort of sword upgrading pads. Now this is something that's a bit weird, because obviously we know like we've had these two sort of specialist weapons inside of the 2 maps so far, which was the Giant and obviously Shadows of Evil. So could we be getting another specialist weapon that will be on this map? What could it be? Could this be another upgrading sort of pad? You see them a few more times during the trailer, but we don't know what they could be. They could be an Easter egg step, they could be anything else, because obviously they're not there the whole time, which you'll sort of see later on in the trailer. From there we're going to get a little scene where Jason is talking, but then after that we get a nice little pan across the actual open courtyard. Now if you actually look to the right, you see on top of a little tower a little sort of iron dragon. Now if this is where they're getting the Iron Dragon name from, they just put it there as a little sort of Easter egg. It's pretty cool, but you get a nice look at how big the courtyard is, and there's actually quite a bit of room to sort of move around in there and sort of do a train or two with the zombies. So you could probably have 2 or 3 different people maybe in that area training, or even if one person wanted to do it, that's a perfect place for solo. There isn't much really to notice in this next scene, but you can sort of make out a sort of chalk symbol that we are kind of familiar to if you're used to the previous maps. Now on the previous maps, when you've had a power switch, you've normally had a bit of electric chalk that's sort of, you know, electricity symbol or electricity lightning bolt. Now that you can sort of make out above the sort of walkway where there is an electric bolt sort of chalk. That's what it looks like anyway. It might be a weapon, but from this distance you can sort of just see it as chalk. But definitely on the lower section in the next frame you can definitely see the electric chalk. So effectively, could we have a power switch on this map instead of the sort of generators that we've had on Shadows of Evil, Origins and Mob of the Dead? So as I was just saying about the chalk symbol showing the power, this room sort of looks like it could be the sort of central room stroke power room, maybe even where the Pack-a-Punch could be located. But if you look on to the top left, you sort of see this green orb. Now that's what I thought it was at first, a green orb, but then if you look a little bit closer, it's got loads of little details on it. So it sort of looks like it could be a map of the actual area. So it could show us where the box is, where the Gobblegum machine is, and maybe other items that are on the map. So if a map is on the map, then this is what it's going to look like, I personally think. Because a lot of the stuff here is sort of that old sort of green screen tech that we sort of were used to years and years and years ago, where this could have been using. But at this point, Jason goes and says that the Element 115 that has just been discovered, this area has loads of it. Now the next thing we see is Jason talking about the Gobblegums, which I think it is, and he basically mentions that we're getting 4 new Gobblegums for this map, so we don't know what they're going to be yet, but they're definitely not included on this screen that is shown, and it's not the one that they eat in the gameplay. But we do actually end up getting one little hint towards what I think is the Shadows of Evil Wonder Weapon upgrade in this trailer. So it's a little bit cool that they're including stuff for the previous map, but it could actually be something related to this map completely. But it seems that it's more going to be Wonder Weapon specific, because it's all that sort of cryptic language that we've had on the Wonder Weapon itself. Now, where I said at the beginning of this breakdown, where I thought that them electric sort of orbs that were in the sky were electrical traps. Now, this is where I'm sort of getting at that from, because if you look at the zombie in the background, he's getting zapped by the electricity, and he is on like electrified, sort of as if you zapped him with a Wonder Waffer from the Giant and Doris and Shino Numa. So this is what sort of makes me think it's an electrical trap that is on this map. Now, it's not killed him instantly, so it looks like it might be a low damage sort of electrical trap, but it's still an electrical trap on the map. We'll sort of see how it is once we get the map to play. So next we get to see them working on the map and actually developing little bits of it, along with new animations for zombies to be walking. So next we get to see them pads again that I was on about earlier on, where they sort of are red, glowing like they do on Shadows of Evil after a certain step. Now this sort of makes me think that there is going to be again upgrading a specialist weapon or something like that that you pick up on the map. So obviously the pads glue red on Shadows of Evil once you got to the stage of where you could upgrade the swords. Now could that be again the similar thing on here where you get a certain weapon and you can upgrade it? So this could be the sort of area where you would upgrade them, doing certain things around these red pads. No matter how many there are, there could be a few more on the map. I think we've seen 3 so far on just during this trailer, so there could be another 3 or 4, but we don't know. There could be a few, as I say. So hopefully guys you did enjoy this little breakdown of the Eisendrache. If you did, hit that like button, also subscribe if you are new around here, and thank you for watching.